Well, listen, if you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on.
Voters do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate...
All right, here's the deal. When someone has nothing meaningful to say, what happens? They just keep talking, endlessly. It's a mess of words with no clear point, and honestly, people just stopped listening. Now, let's talk about The View, specifically, the hosts who seem totally disconnected from everyday Americans. It's like they're living in their own bubble, and maybe, just maybe, they should start getting their news from somewhere other than their own echo chamber.
Probably been put in there because according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though, it's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
For years, Whoopi Goldberg has run The View like a queen on her throne, shutting down guests mid-sentence, dismissing opposing opinions, and treating her own takes like gospel. But then came the moment that exposed just how shaky her grip really is. It started like any other day, smug laughs, eye rolls, and a panel perfectly in sync, pushing their usual left-wing narrative. But then, Karoline Leavitt walked onto the stage, and everything shifted.
I'm going to stop this interview if you continue to attack my colleagues. I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay,
now, as
I'm
for
sorry,
this
guys.
debate,
We're going to come back out to the panel. Caroline, thank you very much for your time.
Whoopi, feeling untouchable as always, took the first shot. She pointed at Karoline and said, asterisk, without wokeness, you wouldn't even have this job. Asterisk, boom. Silence. The energy in the room shifted instantly. Even Joy Behar, who's made a career out of mocking conservatives, shifted uncomfortably in her chair. Whoopi thought she had just delivered the ultimate mic drop. Spoiler, she didn't. What came next was classic Whoopi, condescending, dismissive, and oh so predictable. The I'm right, you're wrong routine she loves so much. But here's where things got interesting. Karoline didn't panic, didn't scramble for a comeback. Instead, she just smiled, a slow, confident smile that said, you just messed up. And then? She flipped the script. Karoline didn't fire back with weak talking points. She came armed with facts, hard, undeniable government spending reports. The kind of receipts you can't just brush off, no matter how hard you try. Oh, and if you're loving the showdown, hit like and subscribe, because it's about to get even better.
Statement afterwards, this young lady claimed her, quote, on-air snub proves that you-know-who will not be treated fairly in the upcoming debate. Now, do you think this is going to make people doubt whether CNN can stay objective, or is this more the same of, everybody's against me, it's all rigged, I tell you. Is everything rigged?
No, it's their MO. That's what they do. Rachel Maddow said last week, she's like, if the election is lost, it was rigged. If there's a debate, then the moderators are probably biased and they're prejudiced against.
Karoline had already taken the reins. With laser-sharp precision, she laid out the numbers, exposing exactly how taxpayer dollars were being funneled into over-the-top woke programs, gender studies in Guatemala, Sesame Street pushing activism overseas, you name it. Piece by piece, she connected the dots, proving that wokeness wasn't just a social movement anymore. It had become a political weapon, one designed to silence anyone who dared push back. And Whoopi? She wasn't laughing anymore. The entire mood had shifted. The same woman who built her career steamrolling guests was suddenly on the defensive. She shifted in her chair, scrambling for control, but the damage was done.
Divisive and disgusting speech that any president, certainly in my lifetime, has ever given. He essentially waged war on half of the country by saying that we are all a threat to democracy because we believe in putting America first. It's not radical to want to put your country and your own people first. It's not radical to want to have a strong border, a strong military, and to unleash the might of your own economy, not
Karoline wasn't about to let Whoopi off the hook. Whoopi opened her mouth, then shut it. Tried again, still nothing. The audience, usually quick to cheer her on, just sat there in awkward silence. Even the camera crew seemed unsure, zoom in on Whoopi's stunned face or cut to commercial and pretend this wasn't happening. But let's be real, this wasn't just a debate about wokeness. It was about something much bigger. Karoline had exposed a glaring hypocrisy. If wokeness is all about diversity and inclusion, then why are conservative women the ones constantly attacked?
I'm going to stop this interview if you continue to attack my colleagues. I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay,
now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Karoline, thank you very much for your time.
Why is it that those who preach tolerance get so vicious when someone dares to challenge their views? Whoopi, now visibly trapped, had no sharp retort, no clever comeback. The silence hung heavy, thick with tension, as she scrambled to recover. Joy Behar, trying to ease the tension, cracked a weak joke, but it was clear, the damage was done. Whoopi had completely unraveled, live in front of millions.
Was doing it, and it's not new.
No.
But everybody's hip to you all now.
Yeah.
And we are anticipating that you are not prepared. Because you keep saying you going and you preparing when you're on the trail.
Whoopi's unchecked commentary has cost ABC big time. And the worst part, she couldn't blame anyone else. This time.
And if you think that moment was tough for Whoopi, just wait. The internet exploded with reaction videos, memes, and commentary. It was everywhere. But this wasn't the first time Whoopi had stirred up controversy. From tone-deaf comments about the Holocaust to bizarre defenses of controversial figures, her history is full of scandals. Here's where it gets wild. The View has been caught up in a growing wave of defamation lawsuits. First it was Carrie Underwood, then Elon Musk, and now Karoline Leavitt. With each lawsuit piling on, things are getting more and more damaging for the show.
Statement afterwards, this young lady claimed her, quote, on-air snub proves that you know who will not be treated fairly in the upcoming debate. Now, do you think this is going to make people doubt whether CNN can stay objective, or is this more the same of, everybody's against me, it's all rigged, I tell you. Is everything rigged?
No, it's their MO. That's what they do. Rachel Maddow said last week, she's like, if the election is lost, it was rigged. If there's a debate, then the moderators are probably biased and they're prejudiced against.
Whoopi's unchecked commentary has cost ABC big time, and the worst part? She couldn't blame anyone else this time. The fallout was all on her. Let's talk about Carrie Underwood for a second. After performing at Trump's second inauguration, Whoopi and the panel went on the attack, mocking her performance, trying to ruin her career, and accusing her of aligning with hate. But Carrie didn't just sit back and take it. She filed $1 billion